So, I want to share an exciting story about mom. It's a serious story, um, but nonetheless, it brings great hope. So, in 1983, mom was diagnosed with endometriosis. And so she went into the hospital. There were some notifications, or there were some ideas that things were not right before then. Uh, but she went in for a hysterectomy as a result. The during or after that operation, uh, mom had some difficulties. I was 13 years of age, so I was young. I don't remember. Dad didn't share. He kind of kept things a little bit on the down low. But mom passed away in the hospital, died. And in the process of resuscitating her, she was out of body experience, I guess is the best way you can describe that. Christ met her and he said, I want to show you a couple things. So he first showed her what hell looks like, just so that she could be able to tell others about the reality of hell. So he opened the door, they went down some stairs, and as they entered into it, there was writhing, the bodies were naked, they were screaming, they were crying, there were snakes, there was darkness, there was just hands grabbing, and it was just this terrifying experience that mom was describing in great detail. And I don't do it justice when I try to describe it to you today, but there was just this intense spiritual, emotional, psychological impact of going down these steps. It didn't go all the way down, it just went in enough, and then you realize that this is a very real place. There are people that are here, and they were begging her to take them with her, right? And to then tell people hell is real. Christ said, okay, let's go. And they went back out, and then he took her to heaven. And heaven wasn't with cherubs and little arrows and floating on clouds and blah, blah, blah. It was literally the most peaceful, joyful, satisfying experience. There was worship of God, of Christ. There were angels. And it was just this overwhelming sense of forgiveness and peace and joy and security that she felt. So you just had these two very different dichotomies. And then Jesus or an angel, don't know, but asked her then the final question. So now you have the option to go back into your body and to tell people what you've experienced here, or you can stay here with me in heaven. And mom said she thought really long and hard. Heaven's pretty daggum good. I think I just want to stay right here. But then she looked back, and she saw the doctors and the nurses resuscitating her and trying to bring her back. And she saw herself down, lying on the bed in the hospital room. And it was clear as day. So it wasn't like there was any mystery to this. It was just, this was an absolute bona fide, real out-of-body experience. And she looked down on herself lying there on the bed, and she said to Jesus or the angel, no, I believe it was Christ. I think mom does as well. I want to go back because I want to tell people about this experience. I want to tell people about the hope and the joy that lives here in the forgiveness of Christ. And so she went back in. And just a powerful experience for that to have happened. A funny to bring us out of that very deep, overpowering truth and reality of this. And I encourage you to replay on this video and just let that soak in. But I remember hearing this story when Mom was still in the hospital, and that it was real, and it was just the urgency that she needed to tell us about this. And she told everyone that she knew about this out-of-body experience. But the funny, because when you're in the hospital and you've nearly died and you have all kinds of hysterectomy and other issues, she got some really good drugs. Yep, they hooked her up. And so she was imagining these little teddy bears, but they had a shaved butt. So you imagine the cutest little furry thing, and then they would turn around and they would show their bears, the bare butt, right? So she called them a bear, like a bare-butted, no hair, bear. So they were bears, and that became a theme. And then I remember her telling Cindy to please put the turkey in the dishwasher so that it can cook. Oh, gee whiz. So that was that time period. So there was definitely some uplifting moments, and obviously Mom lived, well into her 70s, and so she survived, and she definitely came back, and she definitely told everyone that Christ is real, and I know that's who she joined. And she was even saying, Bob had said at the end, Mom said, Jesus help me, be with me. And so I know she was talking to him at the very end. That's, hours before she passed. So I just wanted to share that moment with you, very serious moment, not like the ice cream moment last night, but remember the bears. Right? So whenever you were on any good stuff, or she was on pain meds, because that's another story, she was back in the hospital, died again, but much later in life, we would tease her about the bears. So it's a great story, and just imagine for yourself the cutest little fuzziest teddy bear, and then they do a little dance, and they turn around and they have a bear butt. So bear moments to you, and you have a great evening. Cheers.